Hi, I'm Jeff, and you're here. Before we get started, Black lives do have and will always matter. There'll be links in the description for you to check out. And just remember, it is our responsibility to protect Black women every single day. Boom. As my birthday month comes to an end, I decided to share with y'all all the gifts that y'all sent to me. So this is my birthday book haul. Let's go. First of all, before we get into it, let's get into these lashes. Shout out to Josie Lavish Lash. Josephine is my best friend, and she does individual lashes, and she also now sells strip lashes. And honestly, get into this, okay? Period. Secondly, you see my rims? Baby got the rims. These are the Jill Scott half glasses thing. I don't really know what it's called, but they're called the Jill Scott. I got them from the Honest Closet NYC. As y'all know, the CEO, founder, director, everything in one is my good sis Sincerely Tahiri. And you know, I don't wear them as good as she does, but baby, I feel like that scene where Sheree was just like, who gonna check me, boo? These are the who gonna check me boos. So anyway, I'll have that link down below. Pick yourself up a pair. Handmade with Swarovski crystals. A Black Muslim woman owned business. So get into it. And she a booktuber. Get into it for real, okay? Now let's get to it, okay? First we're gonna, okay, well, we didn't think that through. First we're gonna start with the bookish things that I got that are not books. First things first, I received these metal bookmarks from my good sis, Michelle. I am not a bookmark person, but y'all know I always buy them. And it's something about metal bookmarks that get me every time, and she knows that. So it's 6 of them. My favorite one, of course, is the rose gold one, because rose gold is my favorite color, and she knew that as well. But yeah, I got these 6 bookmarks, which I throw in here for decoration. Also from Michelle, she got me this tote bag. It's a library card printout, and I love it so much. I love it so much. That's it. Next, my good friend Denise for Christmas got me this personal library card set. It says the perfect gift for the generous reader, and I definitely am generous because I have 2 of my books that are not in my possession, and I need to text those people so they can either read the books or give them back, because at this point I need to buy like 15 of these so I can put on all my books, because I'm about sick of y'all borrowing my books and never returning them, okay? My friend Denise also gifted me this pendant, which I will be using as a bookmark. It says on it, life, girl, I can't see because you know these ain't got no glass in them. This says, life is a book. Some chapters are sad, some happy, and some exciting. But if you never turn the page, you will never know what the next chapter holds. And there's like a little tiny book on the end. And I love this so much. And I just put it right there for decor, and so I know where it is. My mom is just so notorious for either getting me books or getting me something that has to do with Black girls reading. So she also got me a tote. I've been using this all since I've gotten it, so there's stuff in it. She got me this tote right here. Y'all see my name, Jefferly, period. It says once upon a time there was a girl who really loved books. It was me. The end. And that's period. My baby sister looked at this and she was like, sister, that's you. And I said, you already know the vibes, okay? Okay. Let's get into the 4 books that I got myself. I really tried this month to not get myself any books, but things happen, okay? First I have Holly Jackson's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is a story of Andy Bell, who was murdered by her boyfriend Sal Singh, and then he killed himself. 5 years later, Pip, our main character, still sees the tragedy haunting her town. Now that she's a senior, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project. At first she just wanted to cast doubt in the investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might prove Sal innocent, and the line between past and present begin to blur. Apparently someone doesn't want her digging around for answers, and now her life is in danger. This has been on my to-buy list since Michelle and I were figuring out our books for October of 2020. So I held out, but now here it is. Next we have Rachel Hawkins' The Wife Upstairs. This is a Jane Eyre retelling, and the main character's name is Jane. She's a broke dog walker, and you know, she does a little thievery in her neighborhood, but you know, she lives in a posh neighborhood, so she don't think anybody really gonna care. So now here's Eddie. He's recently widowed. His wife drowned in a boating accident with her best friend. So Jane is like, I'm finna just swoop in there, and you know, he's single now and he got money, so it is what it is. And he's rich, well, and he's handsome. That's all you really need. He's handsome and wealthy, just like Migos said. The two fall for each other. She's haunted by the legend of B, who was an ambitious beauty and a successful entrepreneur. So how can she ever measure up, and how can Jane win Eddie's heart before her past or his catches up with her? I haven't read Jane Eyre. I will buy. But yes, this is a Jane Eyre retelling. I am excited for this. I just really like the cover, honestly. And hopefully I will read this, and that'll motivate me to actually read Jane Eyre, because we need to read more classics this year. Now we have Song of Solomon by my pseudo-grandmother, Toni Morrison. This book is about Milkman Dad, who was born shortly after a neighborhood eccentric hurled himself off a rooftop trying to fly. So now, for the rest of his life, Milkman Dad is trying to fly too. It says, with this brilliantly imagined novel, Nobel Peace Laureate Toni Morrison audaciously transfigures the coming-of-age story as she follows Milkman from his Rust Belt city to the place of his family's origins. Morrison introduces an entire cast of strivers and seeresses, liars and assassins, the inhabitants of a fully realized black world. It's Toni Morrison. I have another one of her books in this same style as Beloved, right? In the same style of cover. Or no, it's The Bluest Eye, and I think I saw Beloved too. So whenever I'm at Target, if I see her name, I'm just gonna get her books, because at this point. And lastly, I have Donna Hill's Confessions in B Flat. This is about, well, first of all, the year is 1963 in Harlem, the epicenter of black culture. I have such an affinity for Harlem due to the Harlem Renaissance and the Great Migration, so of course I had to pick this up. This is about Jason Tanner, who just arrived to help spread the message of his mentor, Dr. Martin Luther King. Jason wants to spread the message of MLK, of his passive resistance. This poet, Anita Hopkins, believes in the teachings of Malcolm X, which is that we can only achieve true freedom by any means necessary, period. When Jason sees Anita perform her poetry at the iconic B-flat lounge, he's transfixed, and Anita has never met anyone who can match her wit for wit like this. One movement, two warring ideologies. Can love be enough to unite them? Confessions in B-flat is a celebration of the hard-won victories of those who came before us, and a stark reminder of how far we still have to go. This might be a book club book, but I don't know. It's romance, and y'all know how I feel about romance, but this is black love, so I'm all here for it. I I held off on buying this because this was at my Target for like 4 weeks, and I was like, I will wait, but I picked it up because Black love is beautiful. Social justice Black love is beautiful. I have high hopes for this book despite it being a romance, so that's why I got it for myself on this here birthday year. Okay, so now let's get into the books that you guys gave me. Again, I am so grateful to each of y'all. You guys managed to make me feel so special on my birthday because I was going through it, child. I was going through it. But you guys managed to remind me that I am loved, and I am just so grateful. I'm not receiving gifts isn't my love language, but I've come to a point where I realize that even though it's not my love language, the people that I love, their love language is gifting other people things. So I am just working on receiving gifts, receiving love, in no matter what the form is. And this year, the form of that love was in books. So yeah. So I had posted my Amazon wish list. I wasn't going to make an Amazon wish list, but my best friend, Marcus, was like, drop your wish list so I can get you some books. And that's why I was like, let me just make a wish list. And my friend Mercedes said the same thing. So really, that's really why I made a wish list. And y'all really came through. I'm done rambling. Let's get into it. So this is from my girl Mariah over at Mariah Notes. I'm so sorry. I'm like literally blanking on her name right now, and we talk every single day. Mariah Study Notes, Study Corner. I'm gonna link her information down below. I love her. Like I said, we talk every day, and she so this is about Creeper, a scrappy young teen who is done living on the streets of New Orleans. Her sights are set on securing passage aboard Captain Anne Marie's smuggler airship Midnight Robber, earning the captain's trust using a secret about a kidnapped Haitian scientist and a mysterious weapon he calls the Black God's drums. But Creeper keeps another secret close to her own, Oya, the African Orisha of the wind and storms, who speaks inside her head and grants her divine powers. And Oya has her own priorities. Now look, I had put this on my list, but I guess I never read the back because baby, this sounds good. And in her note, Mariah definitely told me that this was one of her favorite reads of 2020. And baby, I might have to stop this video so I can read this. Why is this so short? Is there a second one? Mr. DeLegee Clark. DeLegee. Is there a second one? Oh, baby, we finna get into this. But yeah, so, yes. The next book I have is Low by J. Thahill. This was gifted to me by my best friend Marcus. This is about Dominic Eulis, and it follows him after the death of his wife. He escapes to Bombay in a search of oblivion and a new drug. It says, so begin the glorious weekend of misadventures as he tours the teeming kaleidoscopic city, from its sleek areas of high capital to the piss-stained streets, encountering a cast with their own stories to tell, but none of whom Eulis, his faculties ever distorted, is quite sure he can trust. Heady, heartbroken, and heartfelt, Low, okay, alliteration, Low is a blazing joyride through the darklands of grief toward obliviation and perhaps epiphany. Honestly, this book just sounds so, this book just looked so good, and I'm not quite, Bombay is in Asia, right? Yes. So this would be a good book for Asian rep. Hopefully, I'm very excited to see what's going on, and I am so grateful to have it. Next, we have A Phoenix Must First Burn by, well, it's an anthology. It's an anthology that was gifted to me by my good friend Paco. It says, a fantasy, sci-fi, and magic combined in this powerful volume of spellbinding narratives. It says best-selling, award-winning, and talented, fresh voices weave together past, present, and future worlds in tales of love, betrayal, strength, and resistance. Together, these stories chronicle the Black experience, centering Black women and gender non-conforming individuals through folk tales, futuristic societies, and everything in between. Witches and scientists, sisters and lovers, priestesses and rebels, the heroes of a phoenix must first burn, shine brightly. You will never forget them. And, you know, I'm not a big anthology person, but I'm going to try this year, and I am so excited to read this. The cover is absolutely gorgeous, and it's a whole bunch of short stories that feature Black people. So if that's not up my alley, then baby, you on the wrong street. And that's on who? Right. Mary had a little lamb. Next, we have Sylvia Moreno Garcia's Mexican Gothic. This was gifted to me again by Mariah. She basically just sent me some of her favorite reads from last year, which I think is so cool. And girl, yes. So this, y'all probably heard about this book, and I'm sorry, I know I say this all the time, but y'all know I be tardy for the party, and that's just that. Y'all still love me though, so it's cool. So this is about Naomi Tabcata, who heads to the high place in a distant house in the Mexican countryside. She is a glamorous debutante, more suited to cocktail parties than amateur sleuthing. But she's tough, smart, and not afraid. She's not afraid of her cousin's New English husband, a stranger who is menacing and alluring, not of her cousin's husband's father, the ancient patriarch, who seems fascinated by her. Fascinated sexually, or I don't know. And she's not even scared of the house itself, which begins to invade Naomi's dreams with visions of blood and doom. So this is giving me Mexican Haunting of Hill House. I hope I'm right, because anything that's Haunting of Hill House-esque, I'm going to read, okay? It says that her only ally is the family's youngest son, but he too may be hiding something dark. There are many secrets behind the walls of the high place, and as Naomi discovers that when she begins to unearth stories of violence and madness. She has to now save her cousin and escape this house. And actually, this book, I, of course, heard about it from the moment it dropped. And I was kind of leery of it, but most people who read it really enjoyed it. So, and Mariah enjoys it, and we have pretty similar tastes. So I am hopeful to see what journey this book brings us on. And of course, I'm going to take it out with me. Next, we have Telephone by Percival Everett. I can't find the card that came with the gift, but I feel like either Mariah got me this or Marcus got me this. So if that's wrong and it was somebody else, just let me know. But I really think it was one of them. So this is about Zach Wells. He's a geologist slash paleobiologist. Ooh. Fun fact, I grew up really liking dinosaurs, so this should be interesting. He has the trappings of a comfortable life, but he's not content. He's the expert in the geological history of a cave in the Grand Canyon. But you know, his wife and daughter like, you may be the head of your work, but you're not head of the household, which, ooh. His daughter develops unusual vision problems, and then she ends up having a seizure child. Powerless in the face of his daughter's slow deterioration, Wells finds a note asking for help tucked into a jacket that he ordered online. Imagine that. He sets off on a quixotic, like Don Quixote, right? So quixotic rescue mission. It is a deeply affecting novel of loss, grief, and renewal. I like books that have a tragic loss in it. And there's also disability rep because of the daughter and her seizure and the visions. And I'm just really excited to see where this book goes. Next we have Words Like Thunder by Lois Beardsley. Again, can't find a card. I feel like this is from either Marcus or Mariah. And if I'm wrong, please just let me know, because I'm so sorry. I thought I had it all organized. Anyway, this is about... Well, this is an anthology of Native American poetry. She tackles contemporary topics like climate change and socioeconomic equality. It says she writes unapologetically with a strong ethnic identity as a woman of color who has witnessed and experienced community loss of resources that defined her culture. More than anything, Beardsley emphasizes the notion that indigenous peoples, whose modernity is a function of their survival, are competent and wonderful, worthy of praise. I need to get more into poetry, so that was one. And two, Native American rep. I do need to read more books with Native American rep, and just keep myself au courant with all of the struggles that indigenous people are indeed going through, because they've been going through it since the beginning of time, since Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in, how that rhyme go? In the year of I don't really care, but you know what I'm saying? They've been going through it. So this is a good book for me to jumpstart my research and educating myself on the plight of modern day Native American people. Next, the book that I am most excited for. Oh my gosh, this cover. This is another anthology. It is A Universe of Wishes. It is a We Need Diverse Books anthology. It's, again, how many times can I say anthology while talking about this book? It is an anthology of, it's like a fantasy short story anthology, and I came across this while I was on Tochi Onyebuchi's website, because I'm a Tochi Onyebuchi stan, as y'all know, and I was looking at his books and his other works, because I said, there's no way that I have everything that this man has written. I have all his novels. But I came across this, and this actually was supposed to drop on my actual birthday, and I was like, this is going to be the gift to myself. But I went on Amazon and I saw that it was already there. I said, oh my God, let me put this on my wish list, see what happens. And my my great sis, Denise, another Denise, I know two Denises, Denise I don't know. Is one or more Denise called a Denise I? Anyway, I actually just put this on my wish list for myself, like, I will, I was just gonna get it myself. And then one day I was just on my wish list and I tried to add it to my cart, and I had my wish list set to, it's a surprise, so I don't know when books are purchased. I just know when, if I try to put it on my cart, they just tell me that someone's already gotten it for you, but I don't know who. So I went to go just put this on my cart, and I saw that it was already purchased. And when I tell you I started to cry, and then I go in the group chat where Denise is in, and I'm telling them like, yo, somebody got me the anthology that I really wanted. That's the only book I wanted. And she's like, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's... Like, I'm sitting here posting on Facebook telling myself, I'm literally in tears because I see that this book is already purchased, right? And then I get it, and I open the cord, and it's her. When I tell you I cried, ugly cried, I'm so excited. This has stories from Samira Ahmad, Jenny Block, Libby Bray, Donnell Clayton, Zoraida Cordova, Tessa Gretton, Kwambi Malimba, Anna Marie McLemore, Tochi Onyebuchi, Mark Oshiro, Natalie C. Parker, Rebecca Rowanhorse, V.E. Schwab, Tara Sim, Nick Stone. And I am just... Denise, thank you. That's it. Next we have Slay by Brittany Morris. Adelaide got me this. I knew it was going to be her. I opened the box. I didn't even have to read the card. I opened the box. I saw the book. I said, Addie got me this joint right here. Michelle is so excited because when I tell you, Adelaide and Michelle have been trying to get me to read this book since this joint dropped. And I just put it on my, I just had it on my to-buy list, but I never got around to it. But baby, now we got it. And this is our buddy read for February. This is about Kiara Johnson. By day, she's an honor student, but at home, she joins hundreds of thousands of black gamers, and no one knows her. But so she's the developer of the game, right? But no one knows that. It's just a space where black gamers can just get together and just play in a space where they can truly be themselves. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, a teen in Kansas City is murdered over a dispute in the game world. And Slay is labeled as racist, exclusionist, violent hub for thugs and criminals. And Kiara faces potentially being sued for anti-white discrimination. So now she must preserve her secret identity and harness what it means to be unapologetically black in a world intimidated by blackness. But how can she protect her game without losing herself in the process? I'm so excited for this because, you know, that's an issue that honestly I feel like we need to talk about. The fact that black people are excluded from certain spaces, and then we go and we create our own spaces for that same thing, and then we're the ones who are labeled as exclusionary, and we're the ones who are labeled as having a problem, or we're the ones being racist, and we're the ones who are required to open our to be more inclusive and open our spaces to everybody. But the reason that we have our own space is because we're not wanted in the other space. But anyway, I'm very excited for this. Reading this in February. I'm about to put this right here because all my February books are out. Next we have Tiffany Jackson's Monday's Not Coming, gifted to me by my bestie Michelle. This is about Monday Charles, who is missing. And her best friend Claudia is worried. And no one else really seems to worry, but her best friend knows that something is wrong. With her grades on the line, Claudia needs her best and only friend more than ever. And Monday's mom won't even tell Claudia what's up with Monday. So now Claudia is digging deeper into her friend's disappearance, and she discovers that no one seems to remember the last time they saw her. How can a teenage girl just vanish without anyone noticing that she's gone? In her dark, thrilling, and timely sophomore novel, acclaimed author Tiffany D. Jackson unravels a complex mystery and explores the traumatic effects of the truth. Now, Curly Top Reads, that's my boo. They said that this is their favorite Tiffany D. Jackson book. I think I've read everything else. I have allegedly loved it. I read Grown, loved it. Monday's Not Coming. It's just something about Tiffany D. Jackson's writing that I'm not completely okay with. But if Curly Top loves this, then I will love it too. I just already know because they have similar reading tastes. And I'm just really excited to get to it. So again, thank you, Cello, and yeah. Next we have Black Sun by Rebecca Rowanhorse, gifted to me by my good friend Mercedes. This book takes place in the city of Tova. The winter solstice is a time for celebration and renewal, but this year it coincides with the solar eclipse, a rare celestial event proscribed by the sun priest as an unbalancing of the world. Meanwhile, a ship launches from a distant bound for Tova and set to arrive on the solstice. The captain of the ship, Ciela, is a disgraced teak, and another main character in this book is Serapio. He is blind, scarred, and cloaked in destiny. So it says this is crafted with unforgettable characters. Rebecca Rowan Horse's epic adventure exploring the decadence of power amidst the weight of history and the struggles of individuals swimming against the confines of society and their broken pasts in the most original series debut of the decade. I'm so excited to get to this, and this cover is beautiful, and this is a 5-star prediction for me. Last but not least, we have Carrie Maniscalco's Stalking Jack the Ripper, gifted to me again by my girl Mercedes. This is about the girl who loved Jack the Ripper. It says, he murdered women in cold blood, he terrorized an entire city, he taunted those who hunted him down. But despite all the horrors, in the end, I could not deny it. I was the girl who loved Jack the Ripper. So I don't know if this is a lust, a child, I don't know. But I saw Jack the Ripper, and if you know me, you know serial killers are my thing. Killers in general, like true crime is my shiznai, okay? And this cover is beautiful too. So I'm very excited to get to this. This is also a 5-star prediction for me. I'm pretty sure there are like 4 or 5 other books in this like series. It's not really a series because I don't think it follows I don't think it's canonical or chronological. I just think it's kind of like the Twisted Tales retellings, where it's just like not a series because it doesn't follow a specific story, but it's the same theme. You know what I'm saying? Would that still be called a series? I don't know. I think there are like 4 or 5 more 5-star prediction, so I'm probably just gonna end up picking up all of them. To be honest, consumerism is a drug. That's it. Again, thank you guys so much for gifting me these reads and these bookish things. The tote bags are fantastic because I'm trying to, you know, revamp my aesthetic into like an urban librarian, like you know what I'm saying? And these rims plus these totes plus these girl, this hair plus again, thank you guys so much for all of your gifts, all of your love, all of the birthday wishes. I will be accepting gifts all year. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video, and let me do my outro. Alright, y'all, that's all I have for you for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I have to go because I actually have these books to organize, and then I have to go read. But I will see you seeing me in the next one. Bye.